at Ferrandi Paris. I'm Barbara, head of recruitment here for the Bachelor and Master programs. I'm here today with my team. We have Celine, who is just next to me. She is the academic manager for the Bachelor programs. We have Yusra, who will be meeting in a bit with Catherine. Yusra is our recruitment manager for both the Bachelor and Master programs. And Catherine is a student who will be sharing her experience at the Master's in Hospitality Management. So before we start, in case you have questions for us, don't worry, we'll be sharing our contact information by the end of this session. So feel free to enjoy this live and learn more about our programs at Ferrandi Paris. If you're new to Ferrandi, just a quick reminder, Ferrandi is a school that is over 100 years old. We've been delivering excellent programs in both hospitality and culinary arts, and we were created by the Chamber of Commerce here in Paris. We are present in 5 different campuses that you might see on your screen right now across France. So we are present in Paris, Bordeaux, Rennes, Saint-Gratien, and of course, Dijon, which is our brand new campus. To give you an idea of our school, we have about 300 international students coming every year to study at Ferrandi Paris. We have more than 2,500 students every year across the different campuses, and 93% of students find employment within 6 months after graduation. So now I'm sure you want to learn more about the bachelor program. So I'll be asking Celine some questions, and hopefully you'll be able to understand how the program runs, what you can expect from it, and what are the career prospects after you graduate in the bachelor program. So Celine, first of all, thank you again for joining us. First question, what is the typical profile of a student who is joining the bachelor programs on the first year? What kind of profile are we looking for?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Barbara. Thanks for welcoming me on this live. And about the profile, we don't look for any special profile of students. What we're going to have a look is going to be about your career. Sorry, I've got just a little drop of about your career goal and what would you like to do after the studies. Of course, we're gonna have a bachelor in hospitality and restoration. We're gonna have a look if you have any experience in the industry, in hotels or in restaurants, or of any knowledge as well, and you're gonna have to apply on our site. And after your file, we're gonna have sorry, I've got a little bit mistake of my language. You're gonna have
An interview?
An interview, sorry, yeah, a motivation interview, and we're gonna evaluate what you're gonna expect about your courses in Ferrandi Paris and about your profile as well and your motivation. Your motivation is gonna be the most important thing about your first job in Ferrandi School.
Thank you, Celine. And just to clarify, so our students who are coming to Ferrandi Paris, the candidates, they do not need to have done a technical high school, right? They can either come from a technical or a general high school.
Yes, definitely. They can come from both schools, technical or general school. What we're going to suggest to you is to make a little work, for example, a summer job in hotel or restaurant, to know a little bit more about what's going to be the job in restaurants, for example, and to know as well the tourism and hospitality industry. Because if you come in our school, we are a technical and professional school. We're gonna following you during 3 years, but you need to know about a little bit about the sector, not to come here like all new.
Thank you, Celine. So now let's talk about the program structure. The program in the first year, if I understood correctly, it's like a business school, but applied to the hospitality management industry. So you have classes in finance, in marketing, in accounting, and then of course you have practical courses, housekeeping, services, techniques. Is this right? Is this how we explain the first year?
Exactly. It's exactly that. You're going to have more courses on practical techniques about hospitality and restaurant works. So we're quite lucky at school. We've got a special restaurant in our school who's going to welcome normal guests, as you can find I would say abroad in typical and normal restaurant. And you're going to work in our restaurant to manage and to organize and to know how to serve. And we're gonna do as well the same for hospitality, how to make up a room, how to welcome guests at the front office, how to work at the back office. In the main thing, to know the basic work in our industry. So afterwards, you're going to spend 3 years in the bachelor program, and you're going to learn how to manage person who's going to do the job you're going to do on the first year. So you're going to have more credibility compared to your staff, for example, and your team.
Oh, this is really interesting because this way the student can really build the ground to have the basics of how the hospitality industry works, what they can expect, and little by little they get more responsibilities and they develop a sort of like global view of the industry, right?
Definitely. And of course, all the courses they're going to be in English. And you've got an internship at the end of the first year who's going to be in France. So you're going to work in a restaurant or in a hotel in France or in Paris if you are situated in Paris. That could be as well interesting for you to improve your French a little bit and work in France as maybe a gastronomical French way of working, and all the exigencies and the stressful environment about the gastronomical way.
So this brings me to a question. I'm sure some of our viewers don't speak French. Now we're presenting, of course, the programs taught in English, but for the internship, do they need to know French? Can they do the internship in English? Would this be a problem? How does it work?
So for the internship, of course, you're going to do it in France, but you're going to have guests, international guests, most of tourism customers. So you're going to speak English with the guests, and all the team and the person who are working in this industry, they speak English. But during the year you're going to spend in Paris or in Bordeaux or in Dijon or in Lyon or in Rennes, you're going to living in the countryside, you're going to speak French or maybe not, but don't forget there is English, there is the language, but you've got as well your body language. And in our job, body language is quite a well solution, I would say, or different. Yeah, you can explain yourself, and that's really interesting for you because it's just as well to live a French experience. And if you come to Ferrandi and to France, is for that as well, I suppose.
Of course, the application courses and of course the application restaurant also helps to develop soft skills like learning how to communicate and developing guest relations and being more used to talking to different people from different backgrounds and so on.
Exactly. And as well as gastronomical techniques and gastronomical vocabulary, there is a lot of words in French. So you're going to learn French because of the job as well.
Well, I think Emily in Paris has been helping people with that.
Definitely.
So now talking about the second year, what is the difference when it comes to the structure of the program from the first to the second year? They still have like some new classes like human resources management, but they have finance, statistics, they have more practical courses. So what is the difference between the first and the second year? Can you tell us about that?
So the main difference is the proportion about the practical and the academic courses. They're going to have half. And on the academic courses, all these courses are linked to the industry and to hospitality and restaurant management. So you're going to have push you on management people, on management, I would say finance. So the cost, all of that, you're going to be organizing the restaurant activity and events abroad as well. We've got a school who's quite really all the time linked to the professional sector in Paris and abroad as well. And so you're going to be part of this organization. And as well on the second year, you can take the chance to do the exchange during one semester on the first or on the second semester of the second year. So to go and do your courses abroad in our partnership of a school. Different academic partners. Sorry, thanks, Barbara. And so you can do that and spend after an internship in hospitality or in industry restaurant, but abroad. We're gonna push you and suggest you to go and to do your internship abroad.
And we also have the career centers who can be helpful when it comes to, building your CV, training for interviews, and of course, finding opportunities. But as Celine said, we encourage you to be autonomous and try to find an internship that has a connection, a strong link to your career project.
Yeah, we push you to be autonomous, but we following you quite close, I would say.
So now we'll talk about the third year, which has some different aspects and some new new academic content. We have different specializations. Which was the right page.
Okay.
So sorry, guys. So we have 4 different specializations that are able to be taken on a full-time format. One of them, it's fully in English, so that's here in Paris. It's the luxury hotel chain management specialization. But we also have 3 other ones that are taught in French. And you've had perhaps 2 years of French during your bachelor program. You might feel comfortable to attend one of those. So they are luxury hotel resort park management, which is either here in Paris or in Rennes. We have food and beverage entrepreneurship and events taught on a full-time format in Rennes. And then we also have luxury hotel, spa, and Thalasso management in Rennes. So Celine, can you tell us a little bit about how the third year works and what are the specializations? I mean, how are the classes for them? Do they have, I don't know, case studies, business games, a project perhaps? How do they work?
So the three you said, so business case, a business game to start with. So you can make like during 3 days, you're gonna be with all the team, all students mixed. So French, English, that's gonna be quite not fun, but really intense. And during these 3 days, you're gonna be at the end propose a creation of an industry, restaurants, hotels, depends what you're going to choose. So that's really push you on the entrepreneurship, and that's really quite push yourself. On the third year, you are really autonomous, like creating your own business. You're going to work always with a team. You're going to create a restaurant, or you're going to develop activity in hotels, for example, and you're going to present that at the end of the year in front of a jury. In front of a jury, sorry, in English, a jury, in front of a jury, and the jury is going to be composed with professional of a sector. So it's going to be general manager of hotels. It's going to be a head chef. It's going to be kind of different kind of profile to open the credibility and to open you to push you create and develop business in the sector. And that's quite really interesting, because here we still school, and you're going to be as the first experience doing that, like in a real life, but you are not in real life. So it's like a kind of opportunity to experiment and to test. I don't know how to say, but
it's the first contact with the outside world when it comes to a consulting project and getting in more depth in what you can do once you graduate from the program.
Yeah, and what I forgot as well to say to you, because we are talking about the different training period you've got during the 3 years. You can do it as well in international chain like a Hyatt, Accor, Four Seasons.
Our partners?
Yeah, which are definitely our partners, and just for an example. But after, you can go abroad, and you're gonna have this industry is quite huge and big in the world, but everybody knows everyone. So it's a small world.
That is very true. So just 2 more questions, quick questions before we start presenting the master programs. If I attend the first 2 years of the bachelor here in Paris, can I do my specialization? Let's say my French, I'm feeling more confident about my French. I want to take a specialization in French. Could I go, for example, to Rennes to study a luxury hotel spa in Thalasso?
Definitely. So you can do that. There is no problem. And I will just come back on this flag French. Not all the courses they've done in French. There is quite half courses in French and courses in English. Most of the technical or specialty courses around the spa and Thalasso, for example, they're going to be done in English. So it's not only full French.
That's super encouraging to hear. What time during the 3 years do they choose the specializations?
At the middle of a second year.
Okay. And now let's say The student has graduated. He's super happy. He loved his 3 years at Ferrandi. He wants to continue his studies. What do you suggest him?
So we're quite lucky in Ferrandi Paris. We've got a master of hospitality in our school. So I would suggest him, of course, to keep on in Ferrandi school. And why as well? It's interesting because we are close on our, I would say, on our work between the bachelor and the master, and there is a really complementarity with the master to keep on in Ferrandi as well. So that could be interesting, and you know the place as well, and not the teachers because they're going to be different, but
well, you know what? We have Yusra, who's the recruitment manager for the master programs, and Catherine, who's a first-year student. I'm sure it will be even more simple to hear directly from them about the master programs.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, thank you Barbara, thank you Céline for introducing the Bachelor in F&B and Hospitality Management. So let's talk now about the Master of Science in Hospitality Management. So it's in partnership with ESCP Business School. It will help students and working professionals to gain both professional and managerial skills in the hotel industry. So Ferrandi ambition is to make you a creative leader, a strategist leader. Here at Ferrandi, we have plenty of partnerships with hotels and colleges such as Accor, Four Seasons, Hilton, and many others such as in the Bachelor F&B. So this means that you will have the opportunity to do an internship abroad and an academic exchange abroad as well. Ferrandi Paris, so as I said before, ambition is to make you a creative and strategist leader, and that's why we offer different specializations such as international hospitality, brand management, and many others. So in other words, you will learn how to develop a revenue, how to improve the performance of a hotel, and most importantly, how to be a leader. So here today we are with Catherine. She's currently a student in the Master of Science. Thank you, Catherine, for being with us.
Yes, well, hello. Thank you to have me here.
Thank you, Catherine. So my first question, so our guests can know you more. So did you have any previous experience in the sector, and what is your academic background?
Yes, I did a degree in psychology before coming here. And beside my psychology degree, so instead of doing a bachelor Ferrandi degree, I come from another area which is more scientific. So beside that degree, I would be working in a restaurant. I've been working for 3 years now in a restaurant in Normandy, so in Deauville, for the Gros Bourdoncle, and that's where I got all of my professional experience. Thank you. So I began as a clerk, and that's where I fell in love with the industry, and then I continued, and I was a runner to then become head waitress. So that's my experience in the restaurant industry, and then I had the opportunity to work not in a hotel. I've never worked in a hotel, but I worked in a private chateau for confidential American business, a company where I worked as a private butler for Kanye West and for Sting. So very, it was quite impressive at 19, but that's my experience.
I can imagine that. And what about your academic background?
Yes, well, my academic background is psychology, so I specialize in neurobiology, so it was completely different to what I was working aside, but I had also did a general bac at Laureat, so my leaving cert was also scientific, and yes, so
okay, thank you. So obviously you don't have to have a previous experience in the sector to enter the program, the Master of Science. And according to you, since you don't have any previous experience, I mean academic background, what was the most challenging course according to you?
Well, definitely the most challenging one, but funny enough, it was actually my favorite course. Was finance for hotel corporation with Anse du Cholet, because we have quite a lot of finance during the masters, which is great because it's not it's not that much. It doesn't talk as much as that on about hospitality and hotels. Obviously it does, but I mean, if you want to open your business tomorrow, it doesn't have to be a hotel, which means that we do a lot of finance for a business, but like we've worked a lot on aerospace and just different type of domains. And so why was that one the most difficult? Because the terms were difficult for me to understand at the beginning.
Okay, it was all new.
It was all new.
Mhm.
All of it was new and but very impressive, and it was my favorite because it was very tough at first. And each day when we would leave, first of all, the class would be very fun because the teacher was very made his class very lively, and he was very good. So when I left in the evening, I would feel very good
Okay.
about myself.
Okay, that's nice.
And
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Sounds super cool. So I was talking before about the academic exchange that you are able to do abroad. Did you have the opportunity to do one?
No, I
Okay.
haven't. I haven't gone anywhere yet, but I've only been here in September anyways. I'm leaving to Montreal for a month though, from mid-April to mid-May. And yeah, that's not an exchange, but it's where we're going to study business in America.
Business in America. Okay, so what you're gonna do where are you going precisely in America?
We're going to Montreal.
To Montreal. Okay, what are you expecting from this journey?
Well, we did have the choice. We had the choice between Hong Kong, Vietnam, and Montreal. I chose Canada because first of all, it's a culture that I've never discovered,
Okay.
and we've only heard beautiful cliches about them. But also, I hope to work in America one day, and so it was more interesting for me to study the North American market than to study the Asian one. Although it must be very interesting, but it wasn't my first goal. So my first goal in Montreal is to really understand the differences and what could attract me to work later on in North America.
Okay, sounds cool. I'm sure you will love Canada. So let's speak a little bit about the specializations. Which one did you choose, and what are your career plans? Are you planning to maybe stay in North America or come back here, or maybe go to Ireland?
Well, it's a question that I've still been asking myself where, but what I do know what I want to do. The masters, we have to start an internship in June, next June. So I want to be. I've been asking for the assistant, the position of assistant F&B director. So that's why I chose the F&B specialization in the masters, and after that, obviously, go up to be F&B director in a hotel, because I would like to one day work in a hotel to see if it is what I hope it is, but I think it is, and I count on traveling till my 30s, gaining as much experience as I can. So yes, North America, yes. Ireland, I'm not sure, but I'm very open. I leave the doors open to every opportunity, and so maybe I'll come back with all the different cultures, all the experiences that I gather. Maybe I'll come back to France and open my own business, or maybe I'll open it in another country.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Catherine. So I wish you the best of luck. So my last question for you is for the people who have no experience in the sector, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, speaking as someone who had never ever even thought of putting a foot in a restaurant as an employee, I fell in love with the industry 3 years ago, and ever since I've always wanted to come to Ferrandi because the reputation and the curriculum that it offers. And one day last year, I just said to myself, just try it anyways for the masters. And I really didn't believe it because I didn't have any background apart from my experiences. I would tell you that if you have some experience and you want to enter the masters, just do it, do the interviewing and see how it works, how the exchange goes. But Ferrandi is very open-minded, and I would say that you just need to be passionate and motivated and show it to them if you want to get in, because they were adorable with me, and well, I'm here, so.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for being with us. So let's switch here to how to apply to our hospitality management program. So you just need to click on the apply here button that you can see below, here and here. And if you need any more information and if you have any other questions, so we will be more than happy to guide you, to answer all your questions through the email here on the screen. Thank you guys for watching and have a nice week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.